The purpose of this video is how to take this plastic wheel off this gear for the governor fan. But first of all, you have to bend this brass piece out to get to the shaft that this plastic wheel is on. They could have designed this differently because it's brass and you sit there and bend it back and forth, it will break on you. If you have a staking set like this, that would be nice. You just put it in the hole that you want to put it in, so it sits like that, and then you grab a staking set and you tap it off, because these things are bit friction fit on, so you have to be able to tap it off. And before you tap it off, you should have marked where it went. Now to put it back on, you put it back in here, and then you grab you turn one of these things upside down. I take that back. This one's got burrs on it. I bought the staking set back when I was at my last duty station. And it's got all the pieces. I just grabbed one that I want to use to push it back on with. That one might work. And you line it up, and you push it back on, like so. If you don't have a staking set, all you have to do is get a block of wood and drill a hole in that block of wood. Here I have a block of wood, and I've got several holes. I use this block of wood all the time. But you find you a hole, and then you grab something such as a screwdriver right here, and you push it down until it comes off. And then you get your part out, and to put it back on, you do the opposite of what you just did. I have a friend who has a 3D printer who's going to start making these things. And these things crack all the time, but you have to purchase a whole governor in order to fixture your music box. And I've got another video that explains that these governors are anywhere from $40 to $50 on up. So I'm talking to my friend. He's going to start selling these plastic pieces that he's going to 3D print for a reasonable price. A lot less than what you have to spend for a complete governor. So He's very knowledgeable in his 3D printer, and so stay tuned. If you're a member of the groups that I'm in, I will keep people informed. I will try to do a video. I'm going to inspect his work, and if I bless it, it's because I've inspected it and I think it will work. The issue with the 3D printer is that center hole. You might have to broach your center hole because some of these shafts are made differently. Some of them are bigger and some of them are smaller. So you will have to broach that center hole. I will have him create a hole so you can start your broach, but you will have to finish it. But again, these things have to go on in a certain spot, and so pay attention to where you took them off, because they are just friction fit. And if you put them on, if you try to force them on, you could break them. So using that block of wood, I was able to push it on. Get yourself a block of wood with several holes in it. A small enough hole for the shaft to go on, but not too big. If I was to use this hole, the gear would go right in there. So you have to have a small enough hole for the shaft to go on, and a deep enough hole, but not too small of a hole, so when you get this wheel off, you can't get the shaft out. I hope this helps. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because it's free to do so. And one last thing is, when you put this back on, you have to make sure that it's on right. Let me get a different one to show you what I'm trying to explain. On this one, the wheel is metal. This is a brand new movement. On this one, the wheel is metal. And I don't believe it's quite in the center on the fan itself. I think it has to be offset a little bit in order for the everything to turn. So if you put it too far to the left or too far to the right, it's not going to work. So you're going to have to pay attention to where it came off. You might want to do some measuring, and that way when you put it back on, you put it back on correctly. So I hope this helps. May God bless each and every one of you. I wanted to add that when these things are made, like I said, you're going to have to broach out the hole. The shaft for this particular one is 1.5, 1.6, so you're going to need some cutting broaches. You could buy this set of cutting broaches off of Time Savers, and I will leave a link to this in the description of this video. Now, you can put these things in your drill, You could also use drill bits, but the problem with drill bits, if you go too fast, you're going to break this wheel. It's plastic. That's why you need some pen vices. And if you're going to work on cuckoo clocks, you're going to need this stuff anyway. So I would leave a description to time savers for these pen vices and for these cutting brooches in the description of this video. Like I said, the shaft could be different sizes. There were so many different types of governors. You could buy the governors on Time Savers right now, but Time Savers has a disclaimer, I guess you would call it, that says you're going to have to drill out the holes. You're going to have to file out the holes. The people that make the governors, and I believe they're being made over in China right now, Rouge was bought out by Pocket Watch or a watch company. Rouge was in business for many years, but they were bought out by this watch company that has been told to me by a few people on my YouTube channel. There's one guy that, and I don't know his name, but he works on music boxes all the time. So if anybody would know this information, it would be him. But he told me that Rouge was bought out by this this watch company, and the governors are being made in China. And so the governors, as you can see in this governor, the screw hole is oblonged. That way you can adjust it on both sides. But the governors these days that you buy have got a single hole. It's not oblonged. So you have to, unless you get extremely lucky, and all the ones that I've worked on, I have not been that lucky. I've had to take, and I used a drill, and I made the hole oblonged on both of these holes. It's extremely dangerous. Using a file might be better, but I like doing things fast, because plus I have carpal tunnel. The worst carpal tunnel a doctor has ever seen. He suggests to me that I have surgery. I don't want surgery. Not at this point in my life. And so, anyway, you need to get cutting brooches. You need to get pen vices. You need to purchase these plastic wheels that I'm setting this guy up in business in. It's going to be a lot cheaper than buying a governor and having to make those holes oblong. So you're going to have to broach out the new wheel. Again, may God bless each and every one of you.